9:30, welcome back. Although the Texas legislature has outlawed red light camera programs, tickets keep rolling in for drivers in Balcones Heights.
Digital journalist Ferris Sabawi joins us now to explain all about this topic. Good morning, Ferris.
Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, Ferris. All right, so Balcones Heights, suburb here, kind of on San Antonio's near northwest side. How has this program been allowed to continue?
Yeah, Mark. So when the Texas legislature passed this law in 2019 that banned cities from adopting red light camera policies, what they decided to do was to allow cities that already have red light cameras. They grandfathered in those cities, allowing those programs to continue for as long as that contract runs. So we actually have two in San Antonio suburbs that still do red light cameras. One of them is Leon Valley, and the other one is Balcones Heights. And the Balcones Heights contract was first approved in 2006 and then was extended to run until 2034. So that's quite a long time that Balcones Heights drivers will continue to see these red light camera tickets in that city. And the interesting thing is, though, even though the legislature has allowed these programs to continue in some form, they really narrowed the way the enforcement mechanisms happen. So the city can't really force any driver to pay these tickets anymore. It's just a civil penalty and, not a criminal penalty, nothing that can be held against you at the DMV or against your insurance. Not paying it will not result in a warrant for your arrest either.
But a lot of people pay it. So how much money has Balcones Heights brought in from red light cameras?
Yeah, Stephanie, that was something I was really interested in when working on this story. I requested data from Balcones Heights to see exactly how much money they're bringing in, how many tickets they're writing. And it was really interesting. As the city has grown, they have issued more and more tickets. And so in 2019, that was around maybe 22,000 red light camera tickets that they issued. In 2021, it was closer to 30,000. And even though a smaller fraction paid these red light camera tickets over these last 3 years, we're still finding that 50% of the drivers who have been ticketed do pay that ticket. In 2021, that brought in roughly $1.3 million of revenue. And that's important. That's a lot of money, but it's also important to keep in mind that the city doesn't keep all of that. A big chunk of it goes to administrative and personnel expenses for the people who run this program. And then another portion of it actually goes to the state of Texas as part of that state law. Some of that money gets recaptured into the state budget. And then from that, Balcones Heights keeps roughly a quarter of all of that revenue that's left. And they also keep all the late fees and any interest that is accrued. In 2021, they were able to keep somewhere around $300,000. And it's important to note that that money doesn't go into city coffers for them to do whatever they want with. That money has to go back into the traffic safety program that they have and be used in future traffic projects and other traffic reduction projects.
All right, Ferris, so here we are almost mid-April 2022. What should drivers do now if they get a red light camera ticket?
Yeah, the first thing I would suggest, Mark, is make sure you read the ticket that you get. It's going to have language in there that shows that it's a civil penalty. It'll also include directions on how to appeal it. So I would say that's the first thing you should do is make sure you try to appeal that ticket, see what proof they have. But even if the appeal doesn't work out in your favor, and most appeals don't, even if that doesn't work out, motorists still do not have to pay this ticket. Again, it's only a civil penalty, and it's not something that's very enforceable. Now, the city has defended keeping this red light camera policy in place. They say that it has led to a reduction in crashes that they've noticed. And, they think it keeps the city safer. So that's, for what that's worth, that's important to keep in mind. But like I said, if you get this ticket in the mail, if you appeal it and that doesn't work out, you don't have to pay it. The only thing is that ticket would be forwarded to a collection agency. But those will probably come up as a scam likely call on your phone. And, you might be able to ignore that for quite a while as well.
All right, Ferris, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.